Hi, this is Ethan Nguyen here from MyDrawingTutorials.com and welcome to this course on the fundamentals of portrait drawing. Here's a brief overview of what we're going to cover. First, we'll cover two different ways of drawing a portrait lay-in, including the very beginner-friendly grid method and the more versatile Loomis method, where you learn to construct the head from various angles. Next, we'll build upon the Loomis method and learn how to draw a more three-dimensional, mannequinized head. This will help us to become familiar with the planes of the face, as well as how to construct simplified versions of the features. Then we'll cover the fundamentals of shading, where you'll learn concepts like the 5 elements of shading and the rules of realism to help make your drawing look more three-dimensional. This knowledge will dovetail very nicely with the next section, where we'll dive deeper into each of the facial features and learn about their anatomy and structure, followed by step-by-step exercises where we'll draw them from beginning to finish. And finally, we'll combine everything we've learned thus far to draw a complete, fully rendered portrait. Now, here are some materials you're going to need for this course. I like to use an HB graphite pencil to sketch in the lay-in, a 2B pencil for the initial rendering, and a 7B pencil or something similar to create the really dark shadows and add contrast. You can get a whole pencil set that will have the whole range of pencil in it. For more detailed work, I also like to use a Staedtler Mars mechanical pencil or lead holder. The cool thing about this little guy is that he can keep a very sharp tip for quite a while. If you're going to get this, you also need a special sharpener and some replacement leads. The lead comes in a variety of softness. Of course, this tool is optional, so if you don't want to get it, you can just use your regular graphite pencil. Just make sure to keep it sharp. We'll need a kneaded eraser for fixing mistakes and lifting out highlights. As far as the drawing surface goes, I like to practice on regular printing paper. Instead of throwing used printing paper away, I'll flip them around and draw on the back as practice. I like to keep a whole pile of these scrap papers next to my desk. It's cheap, better for the environment, and you can practice a lot more and not be afraid to make mistakes. If you want to draw bigger, there's also large format printing paper that you can get. Just be sure to use both sides. Now, that's just for practice. For archivable pieces, I'll stop being a cheapskate and use the fancier Strathmore Bristol paper, either in smooth or vellum. I tend to like the vellum a little better as it has a little bit of texture which allows it to catch the graphite better. Experiment for yourself and see which one you prefer. Next, we'll also need some tortillon or blending stumps for smoothing out our shading. If you're in a pinch, you can also use a Q-tip or tissue paper. And lastly, throughout the course, you'll see me using this proportional divider to measure things and compare distances. This tool is optional. You can also use a ruler or your pencil to do these measurements. I just like the divider because it's more precise and easier to use. Alright, we have a lot of fun ahead of us, so let's get started.